Well, hey gang, how are you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute LAPAZ video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet, also in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us, and this is going to cover the dates of the 13th of May through the 21st of May, 2021. It's a little bit late. I know I'm a day or two shorter than I normally am, but that's because we had some technical issues. Also, it's because wait until you see the fishing gallery. I can't remember a time when I had this many photos to share with you. Folks, I'm not sure where to start, but it was a really great week. Talk about the full moon, or don't talk about the full moon, because it was, it was pretty much off the charts. A lot of folks will tell you. I mean, it really wasn't, I'm not going to say it was a 10, but I'll sure give it a solid 7. We had some fishing that I've never seen before. Let me tell you, we talk about this as being the transitional time of the season when we've got cold water fish because the waters are getting a little warmer. So there's still some cold water fish here. But because the waters are getting warmer, because the air temperatures are getting warmer, we're also getting warm water fish. Let me tell you, I lost count and I lost track of the number and the type of fish we caught this week. Let me tell you, I had one young man from Oceanside, California, and he took a count. He caught 22 different species over 3 days. 22 different species. And he showed me a lot of these photos. I can't even begin to tell you the names of some of these fish that he caught. I mean, we've got usually the Dorado and all these other species that we all know and look for and everything else, but he caught some stuff on light tackle that I can't even believe. He caught halibut here. He caught some stuff that looked like little lingcod. I think I counted for us, for the rest of the fleet, I think I counted 24 or 26 different species this week. Can you believe that? And all these cold water fish are going to start moving out. We're going to start seeing more of the warm water fish. But let me tell you, we caught Dorado, we caught roosterfish. Yes, that roosterfish bite is still going on. But instead of the 10 or 20 pound fish that we were catching the last 2 weeks that have been so phenomenal, so great, the big boys have started moving in. We're starting to use some of the bigger baits. We're starting to see some 40s, 60s, maybe even some larger fish that were lost. All of these fish are getting released, but for a lot of folks that are coming down to check that roosterfish off their bucket list, this is the time. We're still getting 2, 3, maybe even 4 of these big roosterfish. So we've got Dorado, roosterfish, some yellowtails still here. We got our first marlin of the season, bit on a little sardine when they were fishing for Dorado. Marlin came up and bit that. We got our first wahoo finally. After losing wahoo for maybe about a week or two, we finally got a couple to the boat. Big pargo are still here. Those big pargo liso, those big red, look like Japanese koi on steroids. They're still here. We got trevally, pompano, cabria, other dogtooth snapper. Like I said, I can't even remember. Watch the video, or excuse me, watch the fishing gallery at the end of this video, and it'll give you a much better idea of some of the fish we were catching. Water temperatures, as I said, are warming up. We've got them mostly on the surface at about 75 degrees. There is a thermocline at about 30 feet where the waters get cooler, and that's where some of the fish, like the amberjack and the yellowtail, are still holding out. But on the surface, much warmer. And north of town, there's a big patch of blue water coming down, and it's holding sargassoweed. If you're from any of the western states along the shore, you know what kelp is. Well, this is what our kelp looks like. It's sargassoweed. It usually comes in little pieces, but when it starts bunching together, we get these big patties. And when those patties start forming, especially in the warm water, that's where the bait fish accumulate, like sardines and flying fish, and then the Dorado come in, and then the marlin come in, and maybe some tuna, and maybe some wahoo. So that's really exciting news. Air temperatures now, we're hitting the 90s, 91 to 95 more or less. So there's still some haze in the morning, and it can still be on the cool side with a little bit of a breeze. We did have some days where it was kind of windy, but that tapered off. But if you're still coming down, I'd still bring a sweater or a Pendleton or some kind of a windbreaker that you can take off later in the day when it does get warm, because it is getting warmer, like I say, in the 90 to 95 degree temperatures. But the nice thing about it, this time of the year, we don't have the humidity that we know is coming later. As far as other things, we've got a lot of fishermen this week. We're looking forward to having you down. There's a lot of variety, like I said. Both sides, Las Arenas and LAPAZ, are doing very, very well. If you're looking for variety and just knocking a bunch of stuff off your checklist, Las Arenas is producing more species right now. We've got the Dorado, Amberjack, Yellowtail, some Marlin, Wahoo, the big Pargolisa, and about 10 other species. Our Las Arenas, or excuse me, our LAPAZ fleet is doing more of the Dorado, and they're nice, healthy sized Dorado. I'm looking at 15-pound to 25-pound Dorado, Marlin, as well as some of the smaller rooster fish along shores, the 10 to 15-pound size. And then inshore, we've got some Pargo and Capria. So both sides producing, both sides keeping folks happy. A lot of bent rods. Everybody's taking home fish that want to take home fish, or they're bringing it to our restaurant to have us cooked up or make ceviche or fish tacos or whatever. So listen, we're really looking forward to having you here. This is going to be a little short of me yap, blah, 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 because just hang on, the fishing gallery is coming right up. Anyway, I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. Thank you so much for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us. Take care of each other. God bless, and we'll catch you on the next Mexican Minute.